welcome back to Katowice IEM Series 10. We're going on to the second map. I am down here in the mosh pit, mainly because Matt and the rest of the chickens up there called it as 2-0 for Fnatic coming up. Nicholas is next to me. Who's winning this next map?
I think, to be honest, they will crush them. VP is going to crush Fnatic.
They're going to crush Fnatic because even though I've spoken to Taz and he was saying, well, the crowd is great, but it might not change anything, it's now down to raw emotion. And being sat down here in the midst of these guys, it is raw emotion. Matt, they think they can do it. Can they?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, it's a good thing he said he was honest that they were going to crush them. I did give them a map this morning, by the way, OJ, so I'm not like...
Do you feel like Inferno's the map for them? If you're being honest, Matt, do you feel like that's the way it's going to go down?
Here's the weird thing. Gut feeling, okay, look, statistically speaking, no. Gut feeling, yes. Momentum map, we've seen Fnatic struggle on it. Nip almost beat them on it this weekend. Luminosity did. Both times close games, mind you, but it's the T side they have to watch out for.
You know that Virtus.Pro haven't played this in the last 3 months, right?
Listen, I said gut
I'm
feeling.
just saying, okay, so as said, 14
So based on what you've seen so far, your gut feeling's telling you a 16-5 in a map they haven't played in 3 months.
Gut feelings don't have justification,
okay.
Henry.
All right.
Don't
so
do this.
last time they faced off head-to-head as well, there was Fnatic winning. That was, I think, DreamHack Winter? I may be wrong on that. It was one of the DreamHack events with Face It and Toe, one of those two, and that was Fnatic's victory there. This was when Dennis first joined in, though, so quite around the early times, and it was still when Dennis was playing the Crim spots over by the B side. So things have changed since then. Virtus.Pro still didn't manage it back at that point, but your gut feeling is supporting.
Yeah, thank you.
You just want to be the crowd favorite now, don't you? You want to get everyone on his side. You want to.
This is what I try and please everyone.
Is what we call it.
Exactly. It's called the pandering, pandersing in that case.
Wow.
Boom, boom. All right, that's awkward.
Should we go on?
Yeah, we shall. Let's go back to that point, though, because Crims is back at the B site. That's almost a do not enter.
Well, this is the thing.
There.
We saw how devastating it can be on train. That's only going to get worse. Those guys are renowned for Inferno. That's where it's the complete lockdown, even more so than the B-bomb site on train. This is going to be absolute bloodbath if they try to go towards that area. It's just renowned as being the area you do not pass when you're playing against Fnatic. It's a very difficult area to actually open up. And VP, they're going to have to be very careful with that. There's a mix of aggression. They can be very passive and still wreck heads there, but they can go very aggressive and find the kills as well. They'll be mixing things up as well, you know. They'll be bringing JW occasionally over there as well to find the first pick, keeping things dynamic as well. That's going to be such a difficult proposition for VP. It seems like they didn't really know how to adapt until it was too late on the T side of train. So let's see what happens. The pistols for me are where it gets interesting, right? The pistol round for Fnatic going into that one. They just bought 5 sets of armor, and it wasn't really like they had a tactic or anything. They ran a default. Did you see what Olaf was doing?
That's a tactic. Just send Olaf to kill him.
Yeah,
They do it on top.
Okay, but like
Exactly.
what Olaf was bringing to the table on those pistol rounds, he literally headshot like 3 people before a frag was even exchanged. Just walking around, I'm going to face over ramp, I've got a headshot. Upper ramp, got a headshot. And then he comes in, the round's over.
We can talk a lot about, first off, the skill of Fnatic, but also the fact that they like to leave Olaf for map control, et cetera, et cetera. I want to get to the point of it. I want to get to the nitty-gritty. Moses, what did Virtus.Pro do to beat them? Simple as that.
Come on.
It's the same thing.
Coach, let's do this.
If you're in game leader right now, Moses, what would you say?
Ooh.
Apart from breaking the
You
deck.
gotta be quick about this, by the way. You only got 15 seconds.
It's the same thing.
Time.
Well, you guys keep talking over me, don't you? It's the same thing. It's the same thing we said about train. They have to get off to that hot start. Controlling the economy is going to be crucial because they have to find.
There it is, boys. That's what you need to do. Have a good start.
What, you are like,
All right, you two children. I'm going to cut back in there because we do have to go to the game. Thanks for the insightful information. Apparently, there is no hope.
All right, I'm going to go with my gut feeling. It's going to be Fnatic again.
All right, listen, you guys already said 2-0. You don't get a second chance to redeem yourselves. Andrews and Semler are going to do this again. It's Fnatic, 1 win away from moving into the semifinal. And, of course, it was Virtus.Pro that got eliminated in the semi last year to them. They want revenge. Crowd, I don't know. Can they do it? No.
All right, well, here we go. It's going to be Inferno's second map in the best-of-3 quarterfinals here between Fnatic and Virtus.Pro. And Fnatic, I mean, we've seen this story before. They're a bit questionable in the group stage, and then, you know, when it really matters, they don't just step up. They seem to just ignite and just never really back down until they actually win the tournament.
Well, it seems to me that, like, Henry's coming to terms with the fact that, you know, he's an in-game leader, but it was for Source, right? So he has to turn to the 1.6 player, Moses, to ask for guidance. He just doesn't. You just can't keep up. You just can't keep up. So, Henry, you know, it's great to have you here, bro. But, you know, let Moses do the talking on the desk. Now, we are going to be getting into the knife round here to sort out who's going to get the start on which side. And you guys can see that on the screen here as well. Fantastic. Everything's rolling, Anders. Everything is good. Except for the fact that Virtus.Pro are down 1-0. And basically, they need a miracle here to actually pull this off.
They need this knife round. I mean, so much rides on them locking down the CT side massively. And we're going to find out if that's going to be the case. Certainly looks like it. So a good start there. VP get to choose sides. And you've got to imagine they're going to swap and go for the CT side. Now, that's one part of this fulfilled. Now, they still need to win the pistol round. Otherwise, it doesn't help them all that much. And Fnatic's T side here is lethal as well. It's so powerful.
It is. It's both sides. It's really good that the analyst mentioned the fact that B site, there's basically red tape across the... You just don't go into it because it's Crims and Olafmeister's domain.
Now, that is interesting. It's a really good point. It's absolutely true. There is something interesting, though, which is that Virtus.Pro actually have a specialist player of their own on B, and that's Neo. And he, unlike sort of Crims and Olaf, not that they can't do it, but Neo is sort of particularly good at playing that bomb site alone, which means that gives VP some more diversity in the sense they can try and go for more sort of quad stacks on A instead. Neo has this ability on B bomb site cash, and obviously B here as well. He's very good at playing alone, staying alive. So he has to remember how that's done and make it work right here, right now. Otherwise, it's going to be VP moving on into the semifinals here. Buys are coming up. Flusher with a single smoke. And if there's only going to be one single smoke, that always makes me think, which there is, that it's going to be a beat push eventually.
Bit surprised to see that he doesn't drop a Tech 9 for Olafmeister as well. That raid boss strat is really powerful with Fnatic. He's a bit of a specialist with that Tech 9. He is so dangerous, but he wants to get 2 flashes instead, and wow, they aren't wasting any time at all. Single smoke goes in, there's the flash, and another one goes through to clear out mid, and they're just going to go powering through. Big ramp play here from Fnatic. They could go into CT as well, and they're actually going to catch Neo with a nade in his hand, and JW gets the first headshot.
What a stunning start. And now Fnatic, they're running to B bomb site while VP are trying to catch up right now. Pasha gonna overextend a bit. They're all coming for him and he can't get the kill. Bayali there, Snacks as well. Somehow it turns around in the space of a second. And now it's gonna be back into a 3-on-3. JW looking for more of those shots, and he's done just a tiny bit of damage. The bomb's just gone down. Dennis picking up one shot there on Taz. VP, they need this round. They've got to have it. Bayali and Snacks, they need to fight back now, and Bayali goes down. It's JW picking up a double, and Crims with one of his own, and Fnatic steal another pistol round here with an absolutely high-powered but very well-coordinated push right in through Archway and shutting down Neo.
What an incredible strategy for Fnatic to use. Virtus.Pro are thinking they're just going to try and overrun us in Banana. They put 3 players there early. That 4th player that they caught on Speedway, it couldn't have worked out better for Fnatic. They wrap 4 free straight through Arch, catch that man, and then just never stop the push from there. It's a thing of beauty when you see Fnatic play this kind of CS. And now, well, they've got the 3 rifles, 2 MAC-10s, just in case, you know, VP decide to skimp. Not investing Kevlar, the MAC-10s will come into play, but then the rifles are there to save the day if Virtus.Pro make that investment. And we can see VP, they're kind of, you know, halvesies on it. Neo is kind of managing his economy, and Snacks is as well. But
the reason for that is, well, partly is also because they wanted to make sure, I think, everyone had a smoke, because they want to see if they can force Fnatic to make some errors here. You know, put some time off the clock. I mean, there is a lot more time on the clock than there were before, but it's still possible to make terrorists sometimes forget what they're doing and maybe try and push a little bit too aggressively. And if you can do that and win the round, that's obviously what VP are hoping for here.
And this works out perfectly for Flusha. He puts enough pressure here on this B site to get that smoke out. Now there's no more smokes left here for VP to use. So Fnatic, they have control of top mid at least for now. They are kind of holding these angles. And now they'll begin to push and actually start to clear out this part of the map. They have control of top Banana. It's shaping up nicely here for Fnatic, apart from the fact that VP, they're playing this very well. They've got 4 players stacked up on this B site. That bomb with 35 seconds left is getting ready to go through as well. And, well, Fnatic, they're going to go for the pinch. So now, can it actually play out? Do they catch out Snacks, who's in the middle of nowhere in CT? Gets one good shot. Snacks falls back, but that's the info necessary here for Virtus.Pro.
Oh, it would have been brilliant if Snacks could have got a kill, but instead they actually trade unevenly. Now it's up to Neo and Bayali. Taz is coming up from behind as well. He has to win that fight first of all. Neo going to pick up one. Now it's a 3-on-3. And Flusha will get Bayali killed, and a second shot rings in. And it's going to be Taz going down all on Neo. Shot in the back of the head as JW picks up that one. That is going to be a second round there for Fnatic, but they almost walked into a bit of a dangerous trap there.
They did, but the other thing is they left so little time for themselves. That bomb, it was already committed to B. They had to just press forward and actually take the fight straight up. I'm amazed that JW stayed alive until the very end there to just make sure that things stayed kind of under control there for Fnatic, because VP, they had a golden opportunity there with that stack to just completely catch Fnatic out. with the kill on the Snacks, maybe, you know, they just hide on that B side, draw Fnatic in, and then pounce. But it didn't work out that way. And so the gamble doesn't really pay off for VP. They're on a hard eco this round, although Snacks has invested in a Deeg. And well, yeah, look at this now. VP are like, okay, we had 3 guys in the pistol. Now we had 4 in the last round. You know what? Now we're just going to put all 5 on this site.
Oh. And that's the beginning right there. Now, are they going to suspect another 4 people being here as well? Grenade in the back lines, and Neo, he is going to be gone. JW taking care of business, but still, the stack is in effect here. And look at Fnatic just clearing it out. No issues at all. It will be 2 kills right now for VP, and that's all they're going to get in the round. In spite of what it was a very strong stance, you got to worry about that as well. I mean, they called it right, VP, but Fnatic just don't care right now. It's going to be 4-5 rifles for VP, and no AWP being picked up.
It doesn't seem like they had the money. I mean, Snacks could have gone glass cannon if you wanted to. Neo had the option to as well, but they want to go for the nades. I mean, that's where the real power is for the CT side on Inferno. You get that nade count up, and you just block out the terrorists for as long as possible. Now you have to wonder if Fnatic are really going to try and change things up. They keep going. I mean, they've gone B for the last 3 rounds. VP now are trying to play that guessing game as to when Fnatic are finally going to try and go towards that A site, the pointy letter.
Well, here's the other thing. I mean, on train, this is the round that Fnatic stole, and that's what got them off to such a good start in critical 4th round. It's even more important now because VP are on the CT side. So this is an absolute must-win for the Poles. We'll see if they can make it work. They've got a really, really good quad stack towards the middle here. So this is going to be tough for Fnatic to make it through, but they open up with a strafing headshot. All of them get that first kill. Pasha trying to reply, but Fnatic, effortless take of the A-bomb side right now. Bayali in the corner. Oh, trying to stab him as well. Bayali going to get 2 kills for it, actually. And Neo now in a 1-on-3. I don't see how he can clutch this.
JW has no respect. Like, at all. No respect. Goes in for the knife. Okay, okay. And Fnatic had so much money, so it's not a problem if he dies. It really doesn't matter. But this is where you really have to start being afraid if you are A, VP, and B, a VP fan, is that Fnatic, they keep walking into the worst kinds of situations for themselves. In the pistol, in the second round, the 3rd round, even in this one where they just decide they're going to use an old vintage Fnatic strat, which is 4 players gathered up at top mid, flash goes in, then they just go leaping in and look for headshots. I mean, they walk into 4 players in a double crossfire setup for VP and still just blast right through it as if VP weren't even there.
It's also a bit weird that VP don't manage to coordinate the defense there, because if they actually had the crossfire, I mean, they had the setup for it, they just never really crossfired anything. Instead, they took sort of individual fights, and it might have been because Fnatic were just so quick that they were caught off a little bit off guard, but they have to be ready for those things now. They saved the 1 M4 there on Neo. AWP's in play on JW, and it's looking like another very strong start here for the Fnatic team.
This is where it starts to get fun, because JW, he's been hitting that level again with the AWP. It's just a joy to watch. So aggressive, so hard to predict, and he's just hitting all these shots. So we're really curious to see what kind of level he'll have here on Inferno, which used to be just, you know, a playground for him. You did not mess with JW on Inferno. But in a round like this, where the pistols are in play for VP, JW does have to be a little careful. If he gets close quarters, it could get nasty. So Snacks gives up the ground over in apartments, and now Fnatic. Now this really gets frustrating for VP because they really have to try and gamble again, and we see it happen. 4th man rotates onto the A site. They're just crossing their fingers and hoping that Fnatic are going to get stubborn and just focus on this A site.
That was Neo with the rifle, and as Pasha tries to pick it up, he's going to get punished as well. Crims with a really good double kill there. Yeah, and they saw Snacks as well. I'm a little bit sad here because when this round started, Neo was actually in apartments looking like he wanted to push, and I kind of wish that he had, because you can't expect to win a round like this by playing defensively and default. You gotta try and take a risk. So, you know, if he goes aggressive apartments, get a kill, and then just runs away, maybe it sent something in motion. But he sort of gave up on it halfway through. Bayali just hoping that he could get out of line, but they've kind of got him trapped here. And Flusher, but Fnatic are hitting every single shot, it seems. 5-0 and moving into the 6th round. Scary start once again.
What's really incredible is just the fact that Fnatic, despite having everything against them, I mean, VP, home turf, a huge crowd here in the Katowice Stadium, all cheering for Virtus.Pro. Right now, if you dropped a pin in the stadium, you'd hear it drop. Like, you'd hear it hit the ground. They're so good at silencing the fans. You could be on the home turf, but against Fnatic, it doesn't matter to them. They still just hit all of their headshots. It's as if they're playing online. Like, they just don't care. And now VP, that weapon that they had where every time they make a good play, the crowd blows up, it's gone. It's not here. And JW opens it up again. Bialy takes the aggressive peek top banana, despite that being a risk that JW could be boosted up with the AWP. He takes the fight anyway and takes a bullet to the face.
Pasha up in apartments, gonna miss the opportunity. He wants to go for it, actually falls back a little bit. I was gonna say if he repeaks, could get dangerous. Snacks nearly getting caught, makes it back around the corner. Taz gonna get the refrag, and that's important. Now is where we need to make a stand. They've got to get back in this game and back in the match in general.
And when JW does a play like that, you just want to be like, oh, you know, JW, doesn't matter if a smoke is there and he walks into a crossfire, he's still going to push through with the op and look for that kill. Like, JW is crazy. But Fnatic are used to this. They're used to him dying early on and then playing off of that. This still favors them. 4-on-4 situation. Everybody grouped up, ready to go. And with 45 seconds left, they've given themselves a margin for error here. Only problem is all 3 players are alive. Well, make that 2. Olofmeister, huge peek onto Snacks, takes him out of pit, and now that's an angle that Fnatic don't even have to worry about. It's all about the sight now. And Pasha, he's going to go peeking right in and spots them perhaps. Yes, he does just barely spot them go into Arch.
And now Neo here, how's he going to defend? They're going to wrap around if they'd only come from one angle, but they've actually made this mistake a couple of times, VP. It's like they forget that they can run through CT spawn as well. Taz gets a frag on Olof, but it's a 2-on-3 retake here, and Crims is ready to greet them out on Banana. He's got very low health, but will they even bother to check the sandbags here? That's the big question. Fnatic getting into post-plant positions. The bomb is at the front of the bomb side here. It's going to be so rough. Taz gets a kill. If he had a smoke, it'd be brilliant. Right now, Taz needs the ace clutch, and he's getting shot in the back, and he has to give up. And it's better at this point, I think. Yeah, save the AWP and run away. Fnatic are merciless, aren't they?
They just grind you down. And also, how often do we actually see a B split through Arch like that? Or just a straight up Arch wrap, just go straight through Arch, through CT, onto the B site. Usually teams will go for that like once a map. Fnatic, in the space of 6 rounds, they've used it twice. Virtus.Pro don't know what to think anymore. It's just impossible to predict the Swedes, what they're gonna do. And in the meantime, everybody's hitting shots right now on Fnatic. They're all kind of keeping neck and neck with one another. Whereas, you know, VP really, it's just like Taz trying to do the best that he can, and the rest of them playing catch-up. And finally, yeah, that pause comes in. I mean, it is a tactical pause. It has to be. VP have to try and figure out a solution here.
It worked when they did it on Train. They got 3 rounds in a row after they sort of took that tactical timeout. Well, they lost the pistol that they sort of ended up in, but they as soon as they started buying, they got 3 in a row. But I don't know. I don't know what the answer is right now. This, obviously, a very experienced team we're dealing with here, especially the core plus the coach, right? That all Golden 5 spirit is in there somewhere, and they certainly got all the years behind them, but
they need to bicker. They need to start bickering. I want to see old vintage Virtus.Pro come out, where they just start literally throwing punches at each other, get fired up, get something going, because right now they're just getting railroaded, and nobody seems to want to put up a fight. If they're just bickering amongst themselves, you know, just like kind of gnawing at each other, that's not going to help. We need either shouting or just get into the game and actually start figuring out, you know, trying to take these fights. You have to go head on into Fnatic right now. You cannot let them keep dictating the pace. VP, it's just been like them laying traps the entire first half here, just sitting passively, giving Fnatic all the space to work with. They haven't challenged them in apartments. They haven't gone for a peek in mid. They hardly are pushing down Banana apart from the pistol round. So they need to really start challenging Fnatic, because Fnatic, they have all the room on the map right now to do whatever they want. They keep being able to walk up Arch as well, despite their people being there.
looking at the buy that's coming out here, so we are going to get back into the game with 10 seconds left on the countdown. I kind of wish they would put Neo maybe with the AWP alone on B, have him hold Banana sort of semi-defensively, but still actually on Banana, and then 4 people on A. I think that might be a better setup. But right now, it's Neo and Bialy moving up and trying to see if they can make that work. Smokers at the bottom, and Dennis already pushing through, and Bialy there with the opening shot from Mars as well. Almost a triple. He nearly transfers onto Crims as well. Does 40 damage. Snacks wanting to move up. They have the advantage. They don't need to take many more risks, but maybe they will be rewarded anyway. Olaf almost as if he senses that someone walked in. Did he spot? He must have spotted it, and JW's there. They must have seen the back of Snacks somehow.
The timing, it must have been a pixel or something there. Yeah. I thought Snacks was home free. And while now, yeah, exactly, Snacks on a mission, unfortunately gives away the advantage that his team had. Now Olofmeister's gonna be able to push up into apartments. Virtus.Pro have no information to go off of, which is why they're trying to peek mid right now. Just trying to figure out where exactly Fnatic went. And Olof, he's in the back line. Oh, this is horrendous. Free kill onto Taz, and now Virtus.Pro, they have no idea what's going on. Fnatic could be anywhere on the map.
Taz not expecting someone to come out of the apartments. Smoke gonna land as well, not covering everything. Pasha with an opening, and he actually hits a hip shot there, but it's not gonna be enough for a kill. Grenade comes on through as well, and they're so close. He's got a grenade in hand, and Olofmeister takes the kill on Pasha. And Neo, he's gonna have to do this all on his own, it seems. And he runs right into JW. Would have been a great triple kill if he could have made it work, but pause, tactical or not, it doesn't seem to matter right now. Fnatic, they've got their eyes set on this semifinals.
Fnatic just don't care. Fnatic, they, you know, you push them aggressive in B, they're like, okay, that was just a fluke. You know what? We're just going to get control of the situation again.
Now, this grenade strat did not work on Train. See if it can work on Inferno. That's actually where originally a lot of people started using it. Grenades rain down, a little bit of damage there. At least VP are trying something. They're really trying to change it up. The third grenade lands, and Pasha going to get a kill there. Taz and Snacks also helping out, and now it's just up to Taz here. 1-on-2.
But that smoke isn't going to help him. That actually allows for Fnatic to pick up the bomb and run. So Taz now, he's going to try and push through. Dennis, he's so smart, Dennis. He takes advantage of Taz's own smoke, and he realizes if Taz pushes through this, he's dead. There's nothing he can do. So while Olofmeister, they know exactly where Taz is. There's no time for Olofmeister to catch up to that. Or rather, for Taz to catch up to Olofmeister if he was to wrap through CT. Dennis just sits there, and Taz gifts them the round. I mean, a nice attempt from Virtus.Pro. They played bravely there with the pistols. Now they need to start doing that with the rifles, and they need to really start shutting it down. Bialy getting that double spray in the round before. We need more of that here for VP.
Crowd trying to get a chant going as well, trying to see if they can let their team hear it in the booth here. Dennis opening up, but a good reply from Neo. And that is going to be at least Dennis going down here. Now let's see if Neo can hold alone. This should be one of their strengths. Just having Neo, and Pasha is rotating in as well, which I don't think he needs to be.
Yeah, methodical. Just methodical play coming through here. Smoke there to cancel out the Molotov, but they know now that that's forced Neo off of this angle. So now Fnatic, they just start moving in. They get control of Banana. In the meantime, they have Olofmeister lurking over towards A. Snacks is making some noise, and well, no, Olofmeister made some noise there, so Snacks was able to hear, and so Snacks is going to try and lay a bit of a trap. And the longer he can stay here looking in a second to mid, and to mid, this is a lot of information to go off of. He's trying to set it up so that VP, they can peek together, him from apartments and others from mid. And there you go, Taz, he just barely glances in. And now they have to realize exactly what's going on, and the rotation is going to come through, but Fnatic, they might very well hit the perfect timing here. Nades are sailing in. Molotov is ineffective. There's a smoke to block off Neo, and Neo, he's going to look for it, and he gets the shot onto Crims. More like that. Now it's a man advantage, and Neo going for the big plays with the flash. He manages to pick up another one. Flusha will be able to trade, but Pasha's there to take out Flusha, and now it's all on JW with 30 seconds left in a 1v3, and he goes leaping in with the CZ. That is old school OG JW with the CZ75, one of the most deadly players in the world with this pistol. And in a 1v2, this is winnable for him. He's trying to figure out where they're coming from, and he's got that AK. And now, well, all they have to do is peek and make sure that this man cannot plant the bomb, because now he's running down this clock. 10 seconds left for JW to make this happen, and he's just going to have to stick it eventually, because VP, they aren't going to peek. And this is exactly how you have to play it if you're Virtus.Pro at this point. Just wait for him to bait it out into the open. First kill goes through, and JW's not going to be able to get it done. Snacks wins the duel, but what a play from JW. He was committed. He had to get both kills there. He ran out of time to plant that bomb.
Yeah, a very, very, again, scary showing of confidence here from the Swedish player. Gotta give it to Neo as well. It's playing at the edge of that smoke as well. I mean, the flashbang is good, but also just not falling back. If he falls back, they run in, get the bomb down, and it's going to be a very tough retake. Instead, he gets a triple kill. So huge round coming out on Neo. That's going to make it 8-1. It's way too early to celebrate here. Crims hiding by the wood stacks. Neo is right in front of him. In fact, they've got to be very careful here. Obviously, if they get reset, then I don't think there's any way of coming back into this game. That will be horrendous.
Neo wisely backing off. He's going to be setting up some kind of play. No, he has no idea that Crims could have been pushed up here so quickly. Oh, this is so scary. Crims, he's getting so much information for his team right now. Actually, there's nobody here holding top Banana. And are they going back for the old school VP sort of setup, leaving Neo, as you mentioned at the beginning of this match, leave Neo alone on the B side, put 4 on A? Fnatic could have used that right now.
They could, but they gotta find him. I think Fnatic definitely know that this is a big possibility. But Neo's ability to stay alive is really what makes a big difference. I mean, obviously, if you get triple kills, that's great. In the middle, peek from Pasha. Bialy, actually. I think they were right in front of each other, and Dennis and Olof get a couple of more in return. And in the space of just 3 seconds, It is into a 2-on-4. Snacks doing his best from the pit, taking down Dennis. And now Fnatic, they're also walking in. JW right next to Neo over here. It's going to be a shot. And now Snacks is alone. And he, I mean, at this point, even if you save, you can't be helping your team too much. If the bomb is not down, I'm always thinking, just try and clutch it. See what happens.
This is a catastrophe for Virtus.Pro as well. They win a round, they lose the next one. Their money is reset. They're back down to 1,400 starting money, which means some kind of crazy buy out of them. They need to try and put a stop to this, put a halt to the Fnatic freight train that's just rolling over them. Olafmeister will not be able to down Snacks. He drops him down to 39. So Snacks at least trying to have a little bit of an impact on the Fnatic economy, which isn't like massive, but Crims will catch him. No save possible for the Polish player, and it is just going to be 9-1. Fnatic, T-side Inferno are just dominating Virtus.Pro on their home turf. And dominating this crowd. We're not hearing a peep out of anybody here in this audience anymore.
I mean, they've definitely tried a couple of times, but what they're facing right now, there it comes.
They need you guys right now. You got to get this chant going. Virtus.Pro, they need your help.
JW currently leading the scoreboard at 14-4. Virtus.Pro economically reset back into pistols. No armor either. Trying to see if they can maybe pull out a bit of a miracle here. Pasha with a great start. Can't get the third one, but still a great 2-for-1 trade. Crimson Flusher, though, coming back into it now. It's still going to be a 3-on-3. What an opening, though.
That was magnificent from Pasha. Well, lets him walk in as well. He doesn't face. He just sits there, waits for Fnatic to commit themselves to that push. That's how it's done. And Snacks, he seems to know that Flusher's waiting around the angle. He's going to get the shot, but it was through the wall. Flusher down to 15 HP, but he survives. And now it's all on Bialy here with the USB. He's going to walk right into JW, who should eat him alive. Bialy, he's going to make it close, but JW will win in the end and save his AWP. So 10-1, double digits now for Fnatic, and Virtus.Pro, they have to force. They have to do something. They're desperate. Tournament lives on the line. And well, it's going to be 3 rifles and 2 shotguns, and the shotguns get picked up just so that they have some nades to work with, just so they have some utility.
I mean, Mag 7s are definitely very useful on this map. So this is not a huge downgrade, but in certain situations, it get a bit rough, especially if you're trying to retake later on. They need to shut Fnatic out of this map right now. They got 3 people stacked on B and 2 on A. Fnatic trying to see if they can maybe win the fight for top banana here. Bialy right on the edge. Last time he got a double kill from us here. Fnatic are on the other side. That smoke's going to buy some time for BP, but is there a way for them to actually make it back in this game? I really seriously doubt it. That economic reset after the 8th round was just devastating.
I completely wrecked them. And now, while Fnatic, right as the smoke is about to clear as well, they get that flash in. Might have caught somebody out from VP who might have been backing around that corner, delaying it until the smoke cleared. That would have been a huge punish. So clever timing there for Fnatic to try and flash and push. They don't find anybody. And so now, this is starting to run down a little bit on the clock. We're getting to that 50-second mark, and Fnatic still have all 5 smokes. They have an incendiary to check out the bedroom as well. So if anybody was hiding up there, not possible. And they're getting all of the info to just set up this push. Third player has rotated in here for Virtus.Pro, however, and that is going to be Snacks, holding close to Arch as well. So in case Fnatic try and go for that wrap once again, they're going to have a shotgun waiting for him.
Well, very low on the time right now. 30 seconds left. Snacks gets 1, but this is too long range for that Max 7. Not going to be perfect either, and Olaf will get the refrag there. Pasha jumping inside. He almost gets the kill. Taz in the pick gets shot down by Dennis, who picks up a double kill. Fnatic today just no longer care. It is becoming increasingly clear to everyone watching that Fnatic are at a different level.
On a totally different plane of existence. This is the difference between gods and mortals. Fnatic are just god tier.
Well, you think back to the group stage, they were looking so mortal. Fnatic, you know, that's what everyone kept saying. They actually looked like maybe they could be defeated by the right team at the right time, but...
And then once again, you get into that playoffs, right? That best-of-3 format where it's all or nothing on 3 maps, and then Fnatic just, they look completely unstoppable. I mean, VP right now, this is desperate. This is desperate, and this tournament is desperate. I mean, they cannot have a performance like this. And well, mad money waiting on Fnatic as well. 11-1, the score. And Fnatic, I mean, right now it's fully possible for them to just run this up to 14-1 and go into the second half and just completely and utterly obliterate VP. But VP, again, the force, they have to. FAMAS just so they can afford some nades to go off of here. Max 7 as well with the Shoddy, and Cribs just powering up the top banana. But this time, much more of a passive hold coming out from Virtus.Pro. They get that smoke down at top banana and actually just decide to back off. They don't want to have any of this fight. At least Snax is going to attempt something this time. He's going to be up in bedroom. There's a little bit of a crossfire play here. Taz has got his back, and Snax maybe can actually catch them off guard. There you go, Olofmeister. Because there hasn't been much of a presence up here, he just goes leaping in without even bothering with the nades to check those angles, and he gets punished. So more like that from VP. Put Fnatic back on their back foot.
Yeah, a bit of a kill coming in onto Olof. Definitely helps out here, but don't know if it's worth celebrating just yet, especially not when Dennis is going to win that spray battle against Snax. Minute left on the clock still. Fnatic is going to use the time here. Oh, JW missing a bit of an opportunity. Definitely could have had the shot. He might get it again, but somehow they're managing to dodge each other entirely. And there's the shot coming through. Pasha very low on health. Grenade not quite going to chase him down. It could have been scary. JW going to smoke, and then Molotov behind it. Just bullying the VP players in pit there.
And they're actually going to just turn that into a big barbecue. He still has an angle to work with, though. So we have to see. It's all on Bialy. Headshot there onto Dennis to start things off. Nice burst. JW going to take that peek. Did he hit that shot? That was so close. Looked like he was about to connect with that flick, but with 20 seconds left, Fnatic, they have no time. They have to get up onto this site, and they have to deal with this crossfire. They do have a lurker over by Arch, but he gets caught by Pasha with the Swag 7. Still allows for Fnatic to get onto the site and plant standard, and now they have the edge, now they have the advantage. It's Virtus.Pro going into a retake with no utility at all to help them. And Pasha just decides to peek.
Yeah, before his teammate shows up, I mean, you could also tell the VP are really starting to tilt here. What a shot from JW. Jumps up on the ledge, second one in, triple in total. And Fnatic, well, extending their lead now to 12-1. In this tournament, and we have to say right now, we've got to assume that Fnatic have got this in the bag. That means for the semi-finals, we'll have 4 out of the sort of the top 5 teams. Envy the only exception, right? But Luminosity, Astralis, Fnatic, and Na'Vi. Those are all in the top 5. Envy's the only one who's sort of lacking it. That's incredible as well. What a stacked semi-finals it's going to be, both of them. JW, Dennis coming through with a kill each, and VP. I don't know how you could mentally recover from this.
Oh, that works. That helps a little bit there. I mean, it is a bit too late, but Neo's actually going to go for the big plays as well. Just goes flashing. He gets caught on the wall, and Cribs hits the headshot point blank. Taz, though, he's waiting right on the edge. And they're also very low on them. Can they actually get the kills? Taz is there. He's going to pick up one. Snax, he gets the backstab in and actually manages to drop that bomb. And it's all on Taz now versus an Olofmeister who's only got the 10 HP. Smoke goes down to allow Olofmeister to pick up this bomb, however. So can he find a gap to abuse here? It doesn't look like it.
Well, he can't hear the bomb being picked up. Olofmeister's walking. He hears the gun going down, though. Taz, bit of a flash. Oh, Olofmeister, not like this. He gets it through the smoke. No health at all. And it turns into a kill anyway. What even is this? 13-1.
This is illegal, Anders, is what this is. Like, congratulations, Fnatic. You're now all criminals. Like, what is going on here? And the chant begins again. The chant is there. But like the Virtus.Pro spirit, it is weak. And well, it's the 15th round of the first half. 3 rifles, 2 AWPs. Fnatic just having a ball right now. And well, they are pushing through. There we go, back into the game. Double shotgun, 3 rifles here for Virtus.Pro, and just a couple of nades to work with. It's all going to be, I mean, just rough. They have to land headshots at this point. That's all they can really hope for here to work. Nice position picked up by Taz, at least, protecting himself with the pillar, making sure that if Fnatic try to use their signature flash, it's not going to be effective on him, that he will be at least able to spot, maybe pick up a kill.
An absolutely brutal and devastating game here, about to end on the first half of the second map. They've got a bit of an eye on Taz. Shot goes through, not able to wall bang him down, but he's very low on health anyway. They just waited out. The timing is there. Nobody else from VP is willing to help Taz. I mean, this is no longer so much a team as just a individual play from everyone on the VP side. JW landing a great shot and a second one there for the headshot. And it's going to be all on Neo. 1 on 3 again. JW walking the right way. He's scoped up on the corner, and there's the triple to finish the half. 14-1, and JW ending with 22 kills, 1 assist, and 5 deaths in just one half of this game.
What a monster. What a monster. That headshot in pit was pretty sick, but the 90, or wait, that was a flat out 180, just bam. And what was so cool as well is that Taz, that first shot, that was such a sick play, the team play between Crims and JW. JW takes the bait shot with the op, and then Crims is still holding that angle, so Taz peeks out right into Crims, who's waiting for him. It's just brutal. This is brutal. But now we go into the second half. No time wasted whatsoever. 14-1 the score. Fnatic on the CT side now. And VP on that terrorist side. Neo picking up the utility, and no Tech 9 armor picked up here for VP. It's straight up run and gun, getting into it. And we are live with the pistol here, and they are just pushing everywhere. Fnatic are going to go charging down Banana and right into the trap. Passes here for the instant headshot. There's the second. There's the big play for VP. Quad kill and an open B site for a plant.
Dennis, very low on health, gonna get shut down as well from Taz, and VP winning a pistol round. I almost feel like they're mocking us at this point, aren't they, you know?
We had it in us all the time, the whole time.
We could have done it, but we're gonna wait. It does reignite the audience, it seems.
Yep.
Pistol and armor coming out from Fnatic. They're ready to close this out as fast as possible.
Why not? Take the fights. See where you can find him. You got Dennis. He always seems to find something with the Deagle. So consistent with the headshots with Juan. And now look at this. Snacks, he's going to get up close to JW, who has the CZ75 as well. JW decides to give ground. He opens it up for Olafmeister, who's still holding that angle. So Snacks comes around that corner. He might be in for a bit of a shock. But there's the initial shot, and Olafmeister wins the duel. Snacks is down.
Wow, it looked like he had the angle as well, the sawn off there. That could have actually definitely worked out, maybe even should have, but they're gonna fall back. And now JW has the sawn off, and he loves that gun. He's the original pioneer of that sawn off shotgun, so gotta think that might not be the best surrender. Crims is hiding by the sandbags over here. Pasha trying to see if he can walk in. They haven't quite spotted him yet. There's gonna be a bit of a trick here as well. Oh, Pasha with a nice flick, but Olaf's still there, picks up one, and he can't get the second either. It's still a 3-on-3. And Fnatic, they just won't stop fighting.
No, they have no fear. They know that they're right on the edge. Flusha with a little bit of a spray through the smoke there, but that bomb is going to get planted. And there isn't a whole lot that VP, well, that Fnatic can really do in this situation, apart from charge forward and hope to get lucky. Flusha taking a long fight, but Neo with the Galil, he has the advantage in this situation. And so can Dennis actually come into the fray here? We still need to find a shot from him, but it's not going to happen ever. Bialy puts him out of the fight, and it's all on Flusha and JW now to come up with something. And, well, JW, he's just like miles away, actually. He's waiting to see if he can get lucky with that sawn off.
Might as well look for exits. I mean, even if they're at 14 rounds, if they can make it so that they just win one round and then essentially win the game, then, you know, that's efficiency for you. Seems to be how this team operates. Just trying to get the most out of every single round. Flusha walking up behind here. He's not looking for a defuse, so don't go worry about that, but he's just looking for exit frags like this one. A lot of money, even steals the Galil and runs away. So again, they just optimize the outcome for themselves for every single situation.
It's really smart CS. So now he gets his op, basically. He'll have the Galil as well. I mean, you could pass that off to Flusha if you wanted to, considering Flusha, you know, he... Ooh. Maybe we have a Sparkles moment, perhaps? Couple smokes picked up, and JW goes for a kid.
That is a bit interesting, actually.
Yeah, I'm wondering. There's no way. There's no way you plan for that from the beginning of the round.
I mean, if you're JW, I think if any player would do it, it probably would be him. Just you saw the knife earlier on the first half. He's the top player to try that. But it is a pretty big risk, and right now he's definitely not in a position to. And he should smoke anyway, so don't see him trying to ninja anything. But see, maybe if he gets the right opportunity for it, he would.
Oh, and very well done there by Neo. Olafmeister, he gets scared and he tries to run away. Flush is going to peek at the perfect time. He's lining him up, doing some damage, but it's not going to be enough. JW will step in with that Galil, flat out spray through the smoke, gets lucky and takes out Pasha. And even Dennis actually under fire here. JW will get caught, and now it is going to be a successful push for Virtus.Pro. Very well timed, well executed. And that's just more like that. That's what we need to see here from VP.
Dennis all on his own with his Galil in hand, and he's going to go down as Neo picking up a triple kill. And we are going to be at 14-4. Look at that.
Yeah, big damage, big damage. I'm a bit surprised to see Olafmeister get cold feet in that situation, though. Neo trying to put some damage in on him, and Olafmeister running away when he had the drop, given the situation. Interesting. Oh yeah, we got the chant starting up once again, and this is it. The big moment. It's going to be the buy coming out from Fnatic, and VP full bot. All utility, all the nades, everything that they need here. Fnatic, a little bit of a mix. And well, it's going to be Fnatic powering down Banana with nobody there to be found. VP, they're on the other side of the map.
Yeah, it was a bit of an aggressive start from Fnatic, actually pushing 3 people down to Banana. They were expecting a push from VP, but now in fact VP are turning the tables on Fnatic, because as that's happening, they're pushing up into Arch, and they're going to wrap around towards the A bomb site. Flusher trying to see if he can get in here. Coming out of Library, he's going to get the 1 kill. He's got no more. He's knifing him in the corner, but it's not going to work. It's back into a 2-on-2. He was simply out of bullets and used whatever weapon he had. Pasha coming through, a little bit of damage there. Grenade also coming out, and all are very low on health now. Bomb will be going down, and it's a pretty good plant there. Snacks walking, wrapping back towards around quad. Crims is on the other side, and Snacks, if he loses patience, he might lose this fight, and he will. Now it's all on Pasha, 1-on-2. He's got to do this. This is for the game, and he goes down. Crims, what a nuts shot coming out of him, and that's going to be the double and the round. We are at match and map point here, Fnatic. A round away from hitting the semis.
In dominant fashion. Talk about a game of chicken, right? Who's going to peek first on that angle? Who's going to get impatient? Who's going to try and get out there and take the fight? Whoever cracks first and goes for the peek, that's the loser there. Crims, you see, he's got the advantage. He's holding that angle already. So just a nightmare situation here for Virtus.Pro. 26-1-8 for JW, who just continues to dominate. And while VP, they do have a full buy at least. The beginning of this half went well enough for them to be able to afford the full AKs, all the utility. The only problem is that Fnatic are going to go aggressive, and Dennis actually fluffs the spray, but there's JW with the counter kill, bringing it back to a 4-on-4.
Yeah, it seems like nothing is going to be slowing down JW at this point in time. VP, I mean, I don't even know how you could stay as a team right now. Everyone must be sort of in their own little dark corner of their minds, just wondering how it got to this so quick as well. First map was a glimmer of hope at times, but Fnatic stole that away. And this map, they never even got their feet on the ground, it seems. Olof hiding by the sandbags here. Pasha going to be going down now. 4 versus 3. Another 3 kills for Fnatic, and they are home safe. Taz going to pick up 1 shot in return. It brings it into a 3-on-3. They got the time for it here, but the health is just not there.
Crims doesn't have a second flash either. Smoke is going to go down, and that allows for Crims to get through. Thankfully, his own smoke was still up, and now JW's rotated in as well. If VP commit to this, they're going to have one hell of a welcoming committee. It's JW with that op already scoped up, already ready on the angle. And now VP making good use of their nades. Molotov goes through to check the angle. JW misses a shot. Crims is roasting, and there's Neo with the entry kill. That'll make all of the difference. Rotation is coming in here from Flusha, who could go for the spray. This is an old stool. So close.
If he had done that, that would have been devastating, but he contains himself for a moment. JW trying to see if he can get forward here a little bit. Flusher and Crims, or Flusher and JW could do this, but Flusher's going to go down. Snacks with a very important kill. They keep challenging JW, low on health and sewn down in the construction area, and that's going to be Snacks picking up a triple, 15-5.
VP showing some life, and JW, just an off round for him. 2 easy shots that you think he hit all day long, and just not able to come through. But wow, man, Fnatic, they believe in it. They believe in it so much that they're going to go for the force buy. 3 CZs, a Deagle, and a P250 on Crims, and just, yeah, no fear. These guys.
I mean, I don't think anything could really be good news for VP right now, but I mean, it is kind of good news that Fnatic are doing this, because it shows that they're so sure right now they've won, and that opens just a tiny door I'm really
You're really trying to emphasize this. Like, if you hold your fingers
it's-
pressed together, that's how tiny the door is.
I don't know what kind of animal you'd have to be to come through, but it's you know, it's really narrow. Fnatic have essentially 10 match points here to play out. They just need one good opening frag somewhere, and it's going to fall apart.
Oh, there's a
Dennis.
peek. Taz, he spots Taz. Oh, he's going to take this big fight, and Dennis just going into the gamble, the longest duel ever. And neither of them actually getting the kill. Dennis will get tagged low, but he dodges the follow-up HE as well and manages to get out of dodge. He's going to be able to get right back onto that A site, set up shop and pit with that Deagle if he wants to hold off short. But it seems like VP, they might be inclined to just rinse and repeat what's worked so far, which is hit that B site as hard as they can. Keep going for the execute. It worked the last round. Just go for it. And cross your fingers and hope. And that kind of works. Again, second kill that Neo's managed to get through the smoke like this. And he manages to predict Olafmeister as well. Olaf runs into a hail of bullets.
Well, that was fantastic, wasn't it? Crims caught jaywalking and Officer Neo just dishing out the punishment. It's going to be Snacks going, getting a kill there on JW, and Dennis and Flusher are left. With that bomb down, there's not much that they could really do. Maybe save some armor. I mean, it's a bit of a consolation, but not much.
Turns out that Neo is the law, Anders.
Exactly.
And he is showing it right now. And he's still not top fragging for
Oh, Flusher,
Virtus.Pro.
really? You're going to go for a knife in the bedroom.
Oh, yes. If somebody's insane enough to actually push up here, sure. And you might even be trying to bait them. He's like making noise. He's like, Snacks, you might be here, bro. Wow. He's trying to make it look like he's trying to make some noise here. Are they going to come and say hello? But it's just not going to happen. VP don't take the bait. They keep all 5 players alive. Very solid and smart play coming out from Virtus.Pro in that situation.
Yeah, not so much because they couldn't afford the losing an AK, but they really don't want to give one to Flusher. That would be completely meaningless. So it's not about the economy of VP. It's more about not giving any inch to Fnatic right now. Well, 16-15.
Well, the push is here. I mean, JW, he's going to be the one going to one of his old favorite spots, hanging out up in bedroom. He might walk right into a trap, though, because they're about to push right up behind him. He's got no support. He's all on his own. And, well, that got awkward real fast. Taz, luckily for VP, actually checks behind him because that could have been a free knife kill for JW.
Dennis and Flusher in the site. Flusher the only one with any armor, and this C said, I don't think it's enough. I mean, we've seen some ridiculous stuff for Fnatic already, but I've got to call a halt to it here. I don't think it's going to be working out. Olaf ends up going down 5 versus 3. They wrap around a bomb site where 3 people are stacked on, but these pistols just don't work this well on a long range. And as long as SVP keep their cool, which you can tell they kind of are, it should be just fine here.
Well, Flusher.
Yeah, a strong double kill for him. He's being a real nuisance here. Even a third coming in, looking for a bit more. Oh, what? He picks up the quad as well, but he's got a knife. He's got no more bullets. Oh, no. Pasha ends up taking him down. What an absolute god.
Dude, I think everybody saw it for a moment there. Pasha makes a mistake on his positioning, and Flusha ends it with a knife.
I mean,
that would have been, just imagining that,
even
is painful.
If he could have found a weapon on the ground or anything, what is wrong with Flusher?
He's a monster, man. With that C-75, he always seems to get something out of it. It's crazy. He's so good. And well, now it's Fnatic going for a strategy that VP employed against them. The 4-man stack on the A site, waiting to see if VP are going to try and push through. They have to make up their minds if they're going to start rotating back towards the B site, because there should be a little action here soon enough. Crims is hanging around top banana just so long as that smoke lasts. So he's going to make sure that he denies this part of the map to VP for as long as possible. Annihilating chickens as well, the monster. How dare he? Maybe he was hungry.
And reckless, you know, in case. He's just reloading afterwards as well.
You remember that time when Pasha shot that chicken on short A site of Inferno from pit, gave away his position with the poof?
Yes. Tragically.
Tragic.
Well, Dennis with a strong start, but they've left Crims alone on the bomb site right now. And he doesn't have an AWP. Dennis goes down. That's a nice refrag coming in from Taz. And, well, there's Crim's gone immediately. That's a great peek coming through from Pasha. And now, Fnatic, I mean, they could essentially still keep trying to retake these and sort of fight for the 4v3s because they have so many rounds. But at some point, and apparently it's now for Fnatic, someone's got to make the call and say, okay, let's stop trying to push this and just make sure we can close out this game.
There it is. They've reached that point.
Yeah, they're running back. So, I mean, that's exactly it. But a lot of teams, I think, right now would have waited until it was like 15-12. And actually, you do risk that, you know, it's hard to get your teams on. I actually think almost everyone, and obviously this is at quite a different level, I think everyone has had a couple of matchmaking games where your team is so sure that they've won and you can't change their mind about it. So even if suddenly the other team is winning, there's no coming back from it. To a much lesser extent, but still in a sort of a similar vein. That can happen a bit on pro teams, so we've seen it before. That's why I said when they were forcing up with pistol armor that it opens a tiny door for VP. Very, very small door, and you've got to be worried. Like, this is the sign of worry for VP. Fnatic falling back and saving, taking the tactical timeout. VP should know now they're ready to make the kill.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely, it's not a sign of worry that like Fnatic are worried. This is definitely VP going like, okay, now what are they going to throw at us? Now it gets serious. We've had them be basically gifting us rounds with half buys and weird sorts of situations for the past few. Now that we're up to 8, Fnatic decided to take it seriously. Nicely done there by Pasha, though. That was a sick entry onto that B side, opening everything up.
Right, but mentally speaking, it can also be a little bit frustrating for Fnatic. They lost a couple of rounds in a row here, and as you said, maybe they've been taking some risks that they wouldn't normally, and that's part of the reason why they've lost some of the rounds. Now, if they tell each other, okay, let's close this game out, move on to the semifinals. If they lose another couple of rounds now, they might start to wonder, wait a minute, you know, now we actually are trying, and it's still not quite working. I mean, again, we're trying to construct a scenario here in which VP might make it to overtime, and it involves all these ridiculous things. I mean, the likelihood of it happening, you've got to realize, is still absolutely almost sort of, infinitesimal. It's so small.
And Fnatic don't really, I mean, they should be, I mean, they're obviously going to be able to buy, right? They saved the 3 guns, so, I mean, they will be able to buy. It's a question of, like, how strong that buy is. Flush and Crims should be able to get full, they should be able to get full eco, no problem at all. Or Flusha just goes for a CZ75. He's been pretty good with it so far.
Can you blame him at this point, really? Auto shotgun and Crims,
Are you, really? Auto shotty at top banana? I mean, if VP keep trying to push him up there, how ridiculous would this be?
The thing is, I'm not convinced the auto shotgun is a better pick than a Mag 7, but maybe that's just me.
All right, well, this is it, guys. The tactical pause is over, and Fnatic have decided on a pistol, an auto shotty, and 3 rifles. And now we have to see what they've got in store for us here. Crims with the deep nade to bottom banana. That's actually going to slap Snacks in the face. So a little bit of damage taken. And now we have to see VP. It seems like they're just going to slowly inch their way up banana. They know that Fnatic might be planning something very crazy for him, so they're trying to just move together as a unit. And this is the correct way to proceed for Virtus.Pro. Make sure that they can trade frag.
And the panel is bringing this up, the deadly duo of having Olof and Crims both in that B bomb site. Gonna have to see if it's gonna make a difference here. 24th round, still a long ways away from VP here, but they're certainly trying. Flashbang in once, Fnatic. Not quite sure if there's actually someone on the other side of the smoke. You can tell they're sort of thinking about it, but VP are all the way out on banana still, and they've actually used a lot of utility here just to try and clear this out a bit.
Crims still has a smoke and an incendiary, and we're getting close to that 45-second mark. Crims shouldn't be stingy right now. He can get that smoke down once again. Actually, it gets even better. Wow. Now they get they get that second smoke up on banana. Crims still has his Virtus.Pro. There's just going to be a wall here for forever, guys. You're never going to find a way through. 30 seconds and the smoke goes down. There's going to be 15 seconds roughly left on the B site.
Oh, no. The bomb is out there. They're trying to see if they can wrap it back. Pasha picking it up, so they're not going to run into the auto shotgun, but look at Fnatic. They're making the rotation happen. Dennis and JW, they're on the A bomb side. Crims 6-1 kill. Dennis with the second now. And Neo coming into it. They need more JW in the pit. He's going to shut it down with a second kill too. He's been a monster all map here. But now Viali alone in a 1-on-4. And it's going to be Fnatic for sure. The time is simply out. They make another semifinals here at Intel Extreme Masters.
And not in a merciful way. They just crucified Virtus.Pro in their home stadium. Fnatic are just ungodly. And VP now, that is going to be a shock. What an incredible performance from the Swedes. And well, now, I mean, Astralis, they're going to go on to face off against Astralis in the semis. That's going to be an incredible match because Astralis, they played so well yesterday in the group phase. But there we go. I mean, JW in particular on this map played out of his mind.
Well, you've got to imagine that if you are Astralis, you will be looking at this and thinking, all right, we've got some preparation to do mentally, because you can tell this is a team that's gunning for the grand finals right now. What an incredible
they keep the streak alive. 6 tournaments in a row. Can you imagine? They've already broken the record with 5 tournaments in a row that they've attended, winning all 5 international huge tournaments. If they take 6 in a row, I mean, Fnatic are just, they're a team that make history, that make records, that break them and then make them their own.
What a performance. And down on the stage, we do have Chobra ready with Olofmeister.
Thank you very much. Yes, I am here with Olofmeister as Fnatic moves on to the semifinals here at the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship. Olof, you guys have faced against VP countless times, but last year here in the Spodek, you knocked him out. Then again in ES1 Cologne, and now again this year, even for the top team though, it must have been a little scary having to play them in front of this crowd here in the Spodek once again.
Yeah, of course. They're always scared to play against Virtus.Pro, but especially when they're at their home crowd and playing against this crowd.
Right on. I mean, for Fnatic now, of course, you guys are undeniably #1 right now and for some time in CSGO, but for the Intel Extreme Masters, Fnatic has left their name on that trophy once before in 2009. What would it mean for you guys to kind of put that, add that to your reputation and say, now our name is also on there, on that trophy?
It would mean everything to us. This is this is one of the top 3 tournaments of the year, so we want to win this for sure.
Right on. And of course, going on to the semifinals, you guys have Astralis up against you. That's a big game. A lot of people are kind of looking forward to that. And Astralis came to play yesterday in their group matches. They had a strong showing. How do you feel about that matchup coming up?
I think Astralis have always been good at the group stages, but I feel lately we have some edge against them, so we're confident playing against them.
Okay, and last but not least, as you were saying, I mean, it's a little scary to play in front of the home crowd, but you know, the crowd's been great still, watching great CSGO from you guys. Do you have anything to say to all the fans that came to watch this match today?
I will try some Polish, I don't know, you will, I don't know. Kocham was.
Thank you very much. Once again, congratulations all of Fnatic. They move on to the semifinals to face Astralis later in the day.
Thank you so much, Chobra. Yes, Astralis later in the day, but first and foremost, we have to discuss how they got there. It wasn't all that hard, let's be honest. I'm sorry, Poland and the Polish fans. That was really not the performance you would have liked to see, not that we would have liked to see, but it's kind of become true of Virtus.Pro this year.
What about the gut feeling? What happened?
Yeah,
you know what? I ate some pizza and suddenly I realized I was just hungry.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, yeah, going into that one, before we even dissect round by round, 14-1 on the terrorist half of Inferno, that's pretty unheard of, especially even though going up against a top-tier team, VP, to get 14 rounds in anyone's book, that's an incredible feat. I don't think the scoreline really does the game justice in the end. Obviously, VP had his great run in the second half, but it seemed like Fnatic just unwilling to actually go for an eco there and actually allowing them some footing into it. It was a very impressive play, especially for Snacks and Pasha opening up some bomb sites and stuff. But ultimately, when you've lost 14-1 in the first half, what can you even do to come back in that situation? You can delay the inevitable, basically.
That was actually a really sick game plan by Fnatic to come out on Inferno and just be hyper aggressive, right from the pistol round, just fast paced, in your face, win all their battles, and that's. I mean, not only after the beatdown that Virtus.Pro got on Train, that kind of play style when you just get trashed a couple rounds in a row, that's so off-putting for your mentality. They took the crowd right out of it. The crowd was silent for the first half. I mean, there was nothing going Virtus.Pro's way, and that was that was a psychological warfare. All the knives that came out, it was just like, foots on the throat, let's go.
Yeah.
Henry, you look like you were going to jump in.
Yeah, I was going to give you a
waiting for
second,
to
Henry.
talk.
I'm trying to be nice these days.
These visible cues. I mean, you're almost as bad with us as teammates as Virtus.Pro was with theirs. Lauren, it's your turn.
All right, I'll jump into it real quick because this was kind of classic Fnatic. You pointed out with the T-side round, we had the flash lined up down the bottom mid. The 4 players went on the jump off straight through the smoke, take the fight. Even though there's 2 players, 2 set by quad, 2 by CT Arch, T-side, Fnatic still win the duel, still get that round. So that's kind of your classic Fnatic. We kind of just got stale Virtus.Pro on that map. I said they hadn't played it in a while, but they still played the same stuff. You know, Neo soloing on the B side. You had everything kind of as it was, and for teams not to even consider that Fnatic doing the same stuff, that CT wrap, how many times do they do that on pistols, right? This is stuff that when they don't do that, I find it surprising.
They were in the CT spawn about 5 out of the first 6 rounds. When was the last time you've seen a terrorist team have that much map control?
Including the pistol as well, just continue eating, just getting that mid control. And like Lauren said, that round they kind of kicked things off, like there was a full smoke with the CTs. That normally buys them some time. They're actually thinking, well, no one's going to be running through that anytime soon, right? But
Fnatic always does.
4 players has come through and there's like 3 kills instantaneously as well. I think there was like rounds where they did the same thing. There's team kills coming in. It's just lots of confusion for VP. They weren't really sure how to lock that one down. It was difficult to watch. It just seemed like in terms of, it's not even down to the fundamentals of the map and where the Fnatic were approaching it. They were just on another level in terms of the fragging. Every single opportunity they took for an aim duel, they were just winning them convincingly time and time again, to the point where it looked like they were having a little bit of fun, just continually breaking down the economy. And it got to the point when it was like, what, 10-0, 10-1?
Well, it was 8-1, I think, when the reset came in. But it was an economic disaster.
And then, yeah, VP just had no choice at that point, just to keep force buying time and time again. They're getting double max 7s, and they're getting Famises out. And it's, at that point, you can't really afford to lose any more rounds. So that was the end of it for me. But
The one thing I did like, though, at least it worked when they previously played, and it still seems to, is Pasha with the AWP, playing towards B, him and BRD, lovely little combination, just the flashes onto the side of it, getting control. And they did do pretty well, you know, considering they're against people like Crims, they forced the rotate out, Neo being pretty decent on the T side, forcing a couple of players to stick around A. You know, these aren't bad plays, but they're not good enough plays to get you games ahead of Fnatic. That's always going to be the step there, sadly, for them.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it. I mean, Fnatic, their game sense is unreal. How does Olaf hit that shot through the smoke? How does Crims know to hold that corner
crazy.
late? Like, those are ridiculous. Not only that, Taz even, I think it was Taz in that one-on-one. It might have been
regardless.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it was
he
Taz,
sees the gun get dropped inside the smoke, and he's like, I'm not going to shoot. I'm 10.
Well,
we 10 HP, and then Olaf's just like, I will.
Yeah, this is the thing. He's the one who makes the noise first. You think, wow, that's his position given away. He's on 10 HP. There's no way he can win this round whatsoever. All of a sudden, there's an off shot through the smoke. And somehow it hits. And now I just kind of summarized the half up for VP there a little bit. It was just like, just when we thought they can get the second round here, no, you know what, Olaf Meister's going to step up once again. It was kind of nuts to see him. We need to talk about JW as well. That guy was off the chain. 30 frags he finished doing. Yeah, absolutely. Like back to classic JW there. Time and time again, finding opening kills, finding ridiculous shots out of pixel angles as well. It was absolutely crazy.
Yeah, super snappy, super quick scoping from him. This sets up our semifinals. We can start to talk about those. We've got Fnatic versus Astralis. We'll get to that. That's our second of the 2 games, but it is the perhaps best rivalry in CSGO right now. We've got coming up in Luminosity, Na'Vi. Before we get there, just initial thoughts from you guys about each semifinal.
Wow. We've seen Na'Vi versus Luminosity so many times now. Similar play styles coming into it and equal skill across both teams as well. It's always a very close game. Every round counts. It's always very exciting. Big plays coming in, big clutches, and it's going to go down. That's going to be a big game. That's going to 3 matches. We're going to have overtimes there. Expect Fallen and Guardian to kick off as well. That's one of the most exciting matchups. Very explosive Counter-Strike there. Teams that know each other very well. That, for me, is going to be the game of today. That's going to be absolutely fantastic here. But obviously as well, Astralis going against Fnatic. Astralis yet to be beaten in this tournament, and Fnatic seem to be finding their form now as well. They've got the advantage now of being playing this just now off the stage, and they've got warmed up to the environment. Is that going to be helping them going forward? I'm not so sure, because obviously you talk about this map coming into this one, whether they can actually capitalize off going into the quarterfinals. You actually think that the semifinals is a little bit of a plague for some of these teams, right?
Well, it's certainly been known as a curse, I've heard. I think it was Thorin who originally brought it up, that, you know, this is a classic format of IEM. This has been done before, and it hasn't gone too well for these teams.
Well, that said, guys, I mean, we've got 2 more best-of-3s coming up. Incredible series, no doubt. It's been a long start to the day. It's been a hard one for Polish fans, but there's still lots of good Counter-Strike coming up. OJ is backstage right now with some of the players.
Thank you very much, Matt. I wish I was with the players. We did ask to speak to Virtus.Pro, but as you would guess, being beaten like that in their own stadium, they don't want to talk to us right now. They are absolutely mortified and so upset about it. With Carmack as well, if we can't speak to a Polish team, let's speak to a Polish man. Maybe it was always heart over mind thinking that VP could beat Fnatic.
Well, Fnatic is obviously the best team in the world. And it's no secret to most CS fans that VP is not in the top shape right now. Although maybe...
Well, here is Taz. Unlucky, buddy. Unlucky. Do you want to have a quick chat? You got 2 seconds? Just quickly.
It's going to all the public.
It is indeed. It's going outside.
Chciałem podziękować wszystkim, którzy przyszli dzisiaj na spodek, kibicowali nam i po prostu mam nadzieję, że mimo, że już nie gramy, to będziecie mieli super show i następnym razem jak wrócimy, to zagramy dużo lepiej. Dzięki wielkie i przepraszam.
Thank you very much, Taz. Appreciate your time. Just a quick translation.
So he's thanking everybody for coming out, and he apologizes for disappointing. That's basically the gist of it.
It is upsetting not seeing them go any further because it was a fantastic crowd who were so partisan, so excited to see them here.
Well, I mean, Virtus.Pro are known to be carried by the audience. They react to audiences well, big games, big stressful situations, but not their day. And certainly Fnatic are, you know, arguably the best team in the world, and we'll see if they put their name on the trophy again. Clearly, the guys, I know them very well. They're very, very deeply upset, and they love playing in front of this crowd specifically. So they're deeply upset about failing them specifically, and themselves, of course.
Well, Nurchio does still have business to do here tomorrow. He'll be playing in the StarCraft quarterfinals, but we do roll in the...
Nurchio's playing in the semis tomorrow in front of this crowd, so we do have a Polish player in the Intel Extreme Master World Championship semi-final. So
well, that's already better news.
Well, it is good news. It's good consolation. So anybody that wants to watch the CS final, they should come over as well to cheer on Nurchio potentially, because that guy's got a shot at putting his name on the trophy.
Bring a picnic blanket, spend the whole day here. Well, this won't make nice viewing if you're a Polish fan, but these are the highlights of the series we've just seen.
I'm a bullet in the gun, that's me. My heart